Hello YouTube, B3 here back with another kicking action figure review. Today's the figure I wanted for a while, but I passed on him. Didn't really want to pay 25 bucks, but I got him off Amazon for $9 a few months ago, finally getting around to reviewing him. It is the DC Collectibles Greg Capullo the Diner series Nightwing. So yeah, he is from the Designer Series line. These are very nice figures. This one up there too. I didn't have a kind of renegade New 52 Nightwing, so I'm glad to have a Nightwing with the red bird crest instead of the blue. I mean, blue I think looks really cool also. The blue might even be a little better in my opinion, honestly, but red is nice, even though Nightwing doesn't really exist anymore if I remember correctly. So that's kind of sad, because he's a cool character. Dick Grayson, come on, everyone loves Dick Grayson. But yeah, so this is how he appears in Greg Capullo's New 52 Batman, or appeared. But he is a very nice figure. Articulation down, not up too much, honestly. Up, down, forward. I have barely articulated this guy at all since I bought him. And then you got a bicep swivel there, elbow bend. There's a rotation on the gauntlet. Also kind of forward and back on the wrist, and a rotation on the wrist as well. And then there is also a pretty nice little ab crunch there. Comes forward a nice little bit, back a little. Not too much though. Waist movement there. And then the leg articulation is not too bad. It comes out a little bit, forward and back. This is at a time when they were still kind of experimenting with more articulation on this plastic. You gotta be careful though, these guys can be a bit fragile. So, yeah. Thigh swivel there. Double knee bend. Impressive on a DC Collectibles figure. And then you have a boot swivel as well. Up and down on the foot. A rotation, but sadly no ankle pivot, which is the same problem that the Batman that came out alongside him suffers with. He does have two accessories, his batons here, which are just black sticks that you put in his hands, no big deal. So there's that. And detail and paint wise though, he actually looks incredible. Very nice head sculpt, looks right out of the comic. Nice hair, nice face, real good. His bird here is sculpted in, not just painted on. Very nice, love his gauntlets. They look really good. Here's the back of the figure. Looking nice all the way down. Very good job kind of keeping that joint smooth. Very, very cool. Nice boots and everything. So yeah, he just looks really nice as a figure. I'm kind of speeding through this review in case you haven't noticed. I got some Godzilla and Gigans to film. So yeah. It's a parody show I do. If you guys didn't know that. Anyways, how about size comparisons? That's pretty cool, right? Now here's our Nightwing with some other DC Collectibles figures. Very, very cool. Here on the left we have the Arkham Knight, and here on the right we have Batman. This is the Designer Series Batman I was talking about a second ago. So yeah, he goes perfectly with that Batman. They look wonderful together. The Arkham Knight is a little taller than them, but the Arkham Knight, in all honesty, is just a little tall of a figure. You can kind of see that in my review of him, but it's not that bad. Like, I'm fine with the Arkham Knight being a little taller. It doesn't matter. I mean, he's got, like, armor on and stuff. So, well, they all technically do, but his is a bit bulkier. Arkham Knight's is. But yeah, you know, I think he looks good with other DC Collectibles figures. Man, in all honesty, the Arkham Knight actually does look bigger on camera than he does in person. It's the angle, I promise. Now here's Nightwing with some of Mattel's DC figures from the DC Unlimited line. Here on the left we have the Savage Hawkman, and from DC Universe Classics here on the right we have Power Girl. Yeah, so obviously he's a little too big for them. He's not going to scale well with like DC Universe Classics, DC Unlimited, and just stuff like that, like the Signature Collection and etc. Now here's Nightwing with some more Mattel figures. Just wanted to show him with some Movie Masters. Here on the left we have the Movie Masters Man of Steel Superman, and here on the right the Movie Masters The Dark Knight Rises Batman. And as you can see, he's way too big for these guys. These guys are even a little small for other Mattel figures. So Nightwing's not going to scale up well with Mattel figures at all, pretty much. But he will work well with other DC Collectible, DC Direct figures, which is what he's made the scale with. So that works out. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the DC Collectibles Greg Capullo Designer Series Nightwing figure? Well, he's really cool. I'm glad I picked him up. $10 was a good thing to pay for him. I don't really pose this guy around a lot. His joints are really stiff. I'm sure they'd loosen up if you posed him a lot, but at the same time, DC Collectibles, not the best QC. You could end up breaking him. He's a cool figure, for sure. A great display piece. Don't give him to your kids. If you want a figure that your kids can play with, do not get them this Nightwing. A better thing to get them would be a DC Universe Classics figure or something. A kid could handle that. A Marvel Legend. Something like of that nature. Or even, you know, depends on how young your kid is. This is definitely an adult collector only figure. They're meant to be displayed, not played with. So, you know, there's that. He is really neat. I have him displayed right next to my Batman. Love it. They look great. Very cool figures. All in all, 4 out of 5 stars. I mean, there's not that much wrong with him, honestly. He's a really cool figure, and I'm glad I picked him up. I don't have any regrets about purchasing this guy. So, yeah. That's it. Thank you all so much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter. We got other channels. The Last Review. Lots of great stuff down there, you guys. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you all later.